What's up YouTube, NeoNexudus here, bringing you a deck update on my Volcanic deck profile. There's been a couple of people asking for an update of the deck, because obviously it's changed a little bit over time. I've been tweaking it over a long period of time now. I've been playing with the deck, and it recently won me my locals, as you may have seen in my most recent videos. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's start off with the monsters, shall we? Okay, so we've got triple Volcanic Rocket. He's our Stratos of the deck. You summon him by any means, special summon, normal summon, flip summon, whatever you want to summon. And he will add you a Blaze Accelerator card from your deck to your hand. So this obviously suches out your Blaze Accelerator reload. Then we play the Heart and Soul of the deck, triple Volcanic Scattershot. What this card does is, when it's sent by a Blaze Accelerator card, it burns the opponent for 500 as soon as it hits the graveyard. And then, if sent via Blaze Accelerator card, you can send two Volcanic Scattershots from your deck to your graveyard to destroy all monsters your opponent controls, and then they'll take an additional 500 for each Scattershot. So that's a total of 1500 burn damage, including a sort of Raigeki effect, which is always nice. And without it, the deck just wouldn't function. Then we've got triple Volcanic Shells. I've upgraded to ultis now. Unfortunately, only one is first ed. So if you've got some first eds that you want to sort me, I'm all ears. So Shell is our essentially draw fodder of the deck. Occasionally I set him if I've got nothing else. But essentially you're just pitching this guy through reload. You pay 500 life points, add another one from your deck to your hand, and then you pitch it for reload and draw a card. It's our draw engine. So yeah. Then we've got triple Royal Firestorm Guards. This guy is brilliant. He's Pot of Avarice on legs. Upon normal summon, you get to target 4 Pyro-type monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and draw 2. So it's a Pot of Avarice. Now, some people have said that you don't need to run through this card. They can be true in certain instances. You know, sometimes 3 is dead, and you don't really want to see it first turn until you've got your grave established. I personally like to run 3 for consistency purposes. If nothing else, he's a 1700 stick who's also a level 4, so he's great for overlaying. I've overlaid for this guy more times than I care to remember. Whoever says you don't special summon in this deck is sort of half true, because you don't normally have to special summon, you just keep on scattershotting and recycling. But occasionally you go into your extra deck for utility exceeds monsters. So this guy's pretty good. Would I cut him down to 2? I've tried it before. It didn't quite work out, but if you guys got any suggestions on what to run over a third Royal Firestorm Guard, so I'll look at your comment, I'll consider it, and I'll get back to you. So, moving on. We've got double Summoner Monk. Some people say you no longer need Summoner Monk in the deck, but I say you have an extremely limited amount of summons in this deck itself. Like, if you don't open first turn Rocket, you're kind of open dead. And if you're not running Monk, and you're not running any other normal summons apart from your Firestorm Guards, you're just running triple Rocket, triple Firestorm, or even double Firestorm, you don't have a great deal of first turn plays. But I run Monk because obviously the whole theory of you pitch a spell and you special summon a Rocket out of the deck and you get a search for your Blaze Accelerator, and so it thins the deck by 2, and that Blaze Accelerator counts for the spell card you added to your hand, so you sent from your hand with Monk's effect, and yada yada yada, and then you just overlay into something like the Varvel Chain, Digestor Emerald, etc. So, I like Monk. He's a love-hate relationship because he always gets fucking Effect Baited, or Fiendish Chained, or Breakthrough Skilled, and it is really fucking annoying, but then be the breaks of Yu-Gi-Oh! Then I run double Traptrix Myrmilio. Some people have asked me why I run Summoner Monk and Traptrix in the deck, because it seems a bit off. I run Traptrix because they're an engine upon themselves. They help me thin the deck by 1 card upon normal summon, and it gives me extra normal summons for the actual deck, and if special summoned by a Summoner Monk, it can actually pop a back row, so yeah. So yeah, Traptrix Myrmilio is just an additional normal summon, it thins the deck. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, it's only 1600 and I don't run any Dioneers, but, you know, Myrmilio's there just to deck thin. It's another good normal summon, and worst comes to worst, I'll just overlay with it. It's a good first turn normal summon. Obviously, it's your best first turn normal summon is Volcanic Rocket, and you always want to try and get your Rocket as fast as possible within the first 2 turns to set up the plays with Accelerator, Reload, and start drawing your cards and stuff. But yeah, I like it. So, moving on to the spells now. We have triple Pot of Duality for consistency. We now run triple Magic Planter. The reason why I've gone to triple Magic Planter is because Foolish Burial really wasn't doing much in the deck. Now I cut Counter out. And 9 times out of 10 it was just getting pitched by Summon the Monk anyway. And I'd find the card to be very lackluster and kind of dead. Unless you're running counters and other graveyard setup cards, I'd probably steer clear of Foolish Burial now, because although Counter's a really nice card, it would have been a lot better if it was an optional effect to burn the opponent for damage, rather than a mandatory effect of any damage you take, they take as well. So Magic Planter's in here for consistency. The draw power is really nice and smooth now, and I just really like it. And I'd recommend that you run Triple Planter as well. Now I dropped down to 2 MST. The reason why I dropped down to 2 MST is because you only want to be MSTing things like mistakes and Fiendish Chains, just things that stick to your monsters, mainly Fiendish Chain, because you really need your effects to go off in this deck. Obviously MST doesn't do anything against Effect Veiler. We can't really do anything about Effect Veiler unless we're to side Debunk, and Debunk's kind of irrelevant at the moment. Or we run Skill Successor, and that's kind of a lackluster card because it only does it for monster effects that target. So, and 9 times out of 10 I've got a Fiendish Chain or a Sided Veiler or something to shut down their effects. So MST's in here because it's our out card. We don't care about vanities, but we care about mistake, we care about macro, we care about D-Fisher. You know, things like you Senjus and Cleaforts and all things like that can run, like Skill Drain. Skill Drain really fucking wrecks us, so you always want to have MST in the deck to prepare for those main deck techs that these decks are now running that kind of screw over your momentum. So I've got 2 MST in here for that reason. We got 1 Regeki because Regeki's busted. You know, why wouldn't you run Regeki? Book of Moon. Book of Moon is always good. You summon a rocket, they Veiler, you chain Book of Moon, you still get your rocket to resolve, you still get your Firestorm to resolve. And that's the whole reason why Book is in here. To dodge Veiler. Then we got Wildfire. Wildfire is a really niche card. I didn't actually use it at all in the tournament of my locals the weekend, but I've used it before and it's always come in helpful. You pay 500 life points and you destroy a Blaze Accelerated card on your side of the field, and then it destroys all monsters on the field and special summons you a Wildfire token with 1000 attack, 1000 defense. The whole token thing isn't massively relevant, but it's the fact that it's a chainable Dark Hole. You know, they go attack, you go Wildfire, blow up my Blaze Stellar reload, then nuke all monsters on the field. And you can also make things like Yang Zing miss timing, because the last thing to happen is the special summon of the token and not the destruction of the Yang Zing monster. So, just a little bit of knowledge for you there. And then finally, we got the Traps. Traps is essentially this deck's motif. We run triple Blaze Stellar reload because it's our draw power of the deck. It makes the whole deck consistent. We send this guy to the graveyard with our Magic Planters and draw 2 cards. Then we banish this card from the graveyard and nuke our opponent's field with Scatter Shots. It's that simple. It's just rinse and repeat with this card. It's just like, during your main phase, yeah, I'm going to pick Shell, draw a card, and then I'm going to Magic Planter it in my turn. Then I'm going to banish it from the graveyard and, you know, nuke your entire board. It's just really consistent, and without this card, Volcanics would not have been a sort of viable anti-meta deck, if you like. Then we got 3 Fiendish Chain. I do have supers, so just switch them around from deck to deck occasionally. 3 Fiendish Chain because it's a continuous trap. We can Magic Planter it away. It stops effects, it stops attacks, and yeah. Here we come to where the trap tricks come in. We run 2 Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare and 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare is really good against Necros and other things that activate effects upon summon, e.g. Exceeds and stuff like that. Some Synchros as well. So you can just negate the effect and then destroy the monster. Sometimes you have to bait them out, but 9 times out of 10 you're able to capitalise on their loss of board by the constant draw power that you have in this deck. So, you know, the ratio of 2 to 3 is pretty standard. You run 2 Milo to search out your Nightmares and your Bottomless. And you're going to draw into one of these 3 anyway, if not 2 of the 3, so... and Bottomless is just always good. I like Bottomless. It deals with problematic monsters, apart from Winder. Winder's a big problem for this deck. And then we got double Mirror Force, because Mirror Force is Mirror Force, it's good. One Vanity's Emptiness, another continuous trap card that we can Magic Planter away, but also stops the opponent's special summons. You flip this when they play something like El Shadow Fusion or Shadow Fusion, etc. And now we're running Ring of Destruction again. I cut the third MSC for Ring of Destruction because I thought the potential burn damage for game and things like that could come in really useful. It didn't come in as useful as I thought, but I'm still testing it out. I played against a couple of Shadows, and obviously they can sit on Window, and Ring Destruction doesn't do shit against Window, but it's an easy side-out card. Now we're going to go over to the extra deck. Right, onto the extra deck. We've got Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. You detach 2 materials, you half the attack of a monster, and it gains that attack. It's really good, and I picked it up for a tenner at Nats. What more do you want? Karagorgon, the Anti-Luminescent Knight, is really funny. As you saw in my duel against Fire Fist, you can just redirect targeting effects and things like that. If nothing else, it's a 2-4-50 beat stick. It gets over shit. Ragnar Zero, I've upgraded to a super because I pulled it from an Astral Pack. It's good against Fire Fists and other things like Cleese and stuff. I picked up an Infernal Flame Vixen for like 50 pence from a guy at locals. This was originally a second Lavarval Chain, which I was running in the tournament. But now I am running a Infernal Flame Vixen. What this card does is basically you can detach a material, it goes up to 2-7, and then if it's destroyed whilst it's on like over 2-5 attack, you can banish 3 cards from either player's graveyard. So what you do with this card is you bump it up to 2-7, you smack over shit. If they Mirror Force, you just banish 3 cards out of their graveyard. Simple as. Then we got Honorarch. Honorarch is good. You know, you detach 2 materials, you steal your opponent's special summoned attack position monster. It's good. I don't know why people are cutting it. You know, sometimes it's better than Curstale. Then we got Black Shit of Adam Korn. It's just a nickname for it. Black Shit, you detach material, anything that has equal attack to it or less can be sent to the grave and you burn your opponent for 1,000. Sometimes it's helpful. Castell, you know, spin shit. Heartland Draco can punch for game and get them within like scatshot of game damage. Exton can nuke boards. Gugaga Samurai, you know, allows to attack twice and I've won games because of it. Lavarval Chain, it sets up all our big plays. You know, you go Monk into Rocket Search, overlay Lavarval Chain, send a shell to the graveyard, and then you pay 500, add a shell, set your Blazer reload, then during their turn you flip it, you pitch the shell that you just added to your hand, and draw 1 card. Some of the nutty combos that you can do with this deck. Also, you can send, not a lot of people seem to remember this, but you can also send your Blaze Accelerator Reload to the graveyard via this card's effect, and then banish it and destroy all their monsters with Scattershot. Then we've got Diguster Emerald. Emerald is like our 4th Firestorm Guards. He can recycle shit out of the graveyard and get us a draw, so Emerald's good. I do like Emerald. Dweller because of annoying graveyard effects, like the hands. Gugaga Cowboy for game range, and Bohemian Rhapsody and Berserk. It's not its actual real name, but that's what I call it, Bohemian Rhapsody, because I like a bit of Queen. The extra deck isn't massively important. All you really want is your Lavarval Chain, your Diguster Emerald, and a couple of utility outs like Castell and Honorarch and stuff, but the extra deck's not hugely important. You know, if you're on a budget and you can't afford half of these high-level extra deck cards, I don't blame you. I've been in your position. It's just over time I've been able to pick these up from friends and such like. So, yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about this deck, what you think could be better about the deck. Any thoughts and suggestions are always helpful, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Also, if I sounded a little bit ill in this video, it's because I am ill. I've got some sort of bug or cold or something, so I apologise if my voice isn't 100%, and if you hear a bit of snuffling or coughing or whatever, like that. So yeah, catch you all later, guys. NeoNexudus signing up. Peace.